Good morning, Maisie. Did you come over here to say good morning? Hey. Hey. No face. Can you give us your face? Give us your face. No face. Oh, here comes Pearl. She's just getting an outside drink. There's your face. Yeah. Say good morning. Say good morning. Good morning. No Gizmo. I forgot to do the Gizmo this morning, but I got the puppies. I forgot what I said. Good morning. It's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. It's a nice day out here. It's a little warm in the sun. It's going to be a warm day, but it's nice on the deck. We have a little bit of a breeze. So there's the weather. Oh, yesterday morning, I apparently had a lot to say to myself because what you saw was take 4. But I had apparently a lot of things to work through. I'm working on my mental health. It's been not terrible, but not great. I'm having trouble getting back to sort of feeling like a normal life. I haven't been doing anything. I mean, basically that's it. Not that I do very much in my normal life. The cicadas are so loud. But I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't even crafting. I was just reading. Although reading is doing something. But I'm putting make gazpacho on my list. I have my list here because I know that as I talk to you, I'm going to think of things for my list. So I've been putting some stuff on my list. I crossed some stuff off my list yesterday. One thing I put on this morning was podcast. I think I need to do a podcast because doing a podcast is part of the process of cleaning up my room. Because I tend to collect things that I haven't talked about in my podcast yet. And so I haven't podcasted in about 3 or 4 months. So things are collecting. So I thought if I did my podcast, then I could put everything away if, that were in the cards. But I wouldn't have to keep anything out for any reason. So I put it on my list. But it was also on my list that I threw away from the beginning of the summer. So we shall see. I found my drink shelf. And in fact, last night I stitched 9 glasses on my drink shelf. Excuse me. Christy had recommended Sister Boniface on BritBox that she found and really liked. And so I put Sister Boniface on and I worked on my drink shelf. But, well, I watched 3 episodes. But I started to get a headache. And I think it's because I have to watch my BritBox on my laptop because I can't figure out how to get it to my television. Or through my television, through my TiVo. And maybe I just need to buy a Roku and have more than one way to get to my TV. But I don't have Amazon Prime, which is how I got BritBox before. And so anyway, I watch it on my laptop and I have a little table next to me and I was watching it. But I think the distance between my stitching and my laptop was weird for my glasses because the distances are different. And anyway, it felt like a eye strain headache. So, but I did 9 glasses and maybe I'll just do a few glasses every night because the first thing on my list was find my drink shelf. So I did find it and I actually worked on it. Then I thought, well, maybe it's the close work with the stitching. So I got my blanket out but I barely got that organized and started. And then I realized that wasn't going to be good for my headache anyway. So, excuse me. But anyway, so I worked on my drink shelf and I watched Sister Boniface and it was very cute. And I agree with Christy. It's very light. She likes cozy mystery. And, you know, it's very cheery, and I like the characters. So that was fun. Then I realized I hadn't watched her floss tube, so I just sat and watched that last night, and that was fun. She's got a lot going on, and watching that made me realize that I hadn't watched the previous one. What kind of a mother am I? Anyway, so I have some catching up to do. My floss tubes and vlogs and things. So I don't know when I'm going to do that, but I'll think about that. But I did, and if I watch them, I can watch them on my TV, and then I can maybe not get a headache. So work on my drink show. I went to the store and I got the sugar, but I didn't do anything to progress the plan for the hummingbird. And so I'm putting hummingbird on this because, well, I have make S hook, and I didn't do that. I didn't cross that off, but I have to make the hummingbird nectar and clean that up and make the S hook, and that'll cross 2 things off my list. But the other thing that's crossed off is make my father's card, which I did. I made it in the morning, I dried it, and I mailed it on our way to Aura's house to bring in her trash cans. So there you go. So we saw Aura for a little while. And for those who are new, Aura is my mother-in-law. She lives about 12 minutes away from us. So we are her local, I won't say caretakers, because she lives alone. She takes care of herself. She's 91. But, you know, we're her emergency contact for whatever. And we do the things that she can't do. And she can't, she has trouble getting around these days a little bit. And so she can't bring her empty trash can and recycling back in. She can't take it out. And now she can't bring it back in. So we just stop by after walk and take care of that and see her for a few minutes. We stayed and visited for a little while the day before when we took it out. So, although I did get her, she has trouble leaning over sometimes, even in her chair. And so she wanted slip-on shoes, and she ended up ordering new shoes, but they weren't slip-on shoes. They were regular sneakers. She needed new shoes, but she ended up with regular sneakers, and I'm not sure why, and she wasn't sure why either. So Allison, my daughter-in-law, had told me about U-laces, which are elastic. And so you can put elastic in the holes instead of regular shoelaces, and they turn into slip-on shoes. And I had ordered her some U-laces from eBay, which came. Now, if I had them in my hand, I would realize I needed 2, because there were only 6 in the package, and there are 5 holes in her shoes going up. But anyway, the 3 on each shoe seemed to work pretty well. And so now she has elastic keeping her shoe together, and so she can just slip them on. So I converted her tie sneakers into slip-on sneakers, and she was very happy about that. She hadn't actually worn them yet, so we left her in them, testing them out, making sure that 3 was enough. But I'm going to look for more. She couldn't care less about the color, but the color I got didn't work very well with them. It was the only color I found, so I was in a hurry. So I'll look now more and get her some better color, perhaps, and enough for all her eyelets. But anyway, so we stopped at Aura's yesterday. I stopped at the store, and so today I'm going to work on the hummingbird feeder, all the different aspects of that, and cast my eye on my room and see, you know, sort of make a little bit of a plan. But the main thing I'm going to do is deal with the hummingbird feeder. And do you hear that? That's a hawk. That's a red-tailed hawk. We have a pair of red-tailed hawks around here. and they screech like that. They also, they have more than one call. That's one of their calls. The other one, I can't imitate it, but if you've ever seen an eagle in a movie or a television show screaming, that is a red-tailed hawk call, because eagles sound goofy and not nearly as, you know, scary or whatever. The red-tailed hawk call is what you hear in movies when they show an eagle. They dub the eagle. Did you know that? Because I forget, I mean, it's like the bird, eagles do like the bird version of a giggle. I mean, really wimpy. My friend Hazy grew up in Brazil, and she used to watch Magnum PI, if you cast your mind back, and it was dubbed in Portuguese when she watched it as a kid. When she came to the United States, she was watching, she saw Magnum PI in English. She was so disappointed. What's that actor who played Magnum? Anyway, he has kind of a high, squeaky voice. She says, oh, he sounds so much more masculine in Portuguese, because they dubbed him with like a strong masculine voice, and he does not have a, what the heck is that guy's name? I'll look it up and put it down here. Oh, it's assuming I'm editing this. Tom Selleck. He does not have a deep, macho voice. And she was so disappointed. It's the same kind of thing. Eagles get dubbed, and they use the call of the red-tailed hawk. Not that call, the other call that they have. But anyway, so we have a pair of hawks around here, and we hear them all the time. It's funny. What was I talking about? I don't remember now. But anyway, so the main thing I'm going to do is my hummingbird stuff, and I'm going to be going through my garden and see how many red tomatoes, plum tomatoes I have, because that big gorgeous pepper from our garden is now almost completely red, and we have big gorgeous cucumber, and we have plum tomatoes. And I think I might just be making myself another batch of gazpacho and just make the whole thing except for the onions from my garden. I'm so excited. I hope I can do that. We'll have to see how many tomatoes are in the hidden, red tomatoes are hidden in that jungle over there. Anyway, no, that's something I didn't put on my list. Weed. Boo. But I need to do that too. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm feeling better today because I got a few things done yesterday. The list is so far so good. I mean, just making the list seems to help a little bit. Silly as that sounds. But I do have things crossed off. I did send the card, which was a timing issue, and, so I was glad to do that. And, yeah. So I think today is going to be a good day. We don't have any plans to be out of the house other than walk the dogs. And, yeah. Hang on the deck maybe if the breeze picks up a little bit. Well, we could put the fan out here. We've discovered having a fan on the deck really makes things more pleasant. And it's easy for us to just stick it out the door here. So, little deck hack. Never occurred to me to put a fan outside, but guess what? It works. So I will say goodbye. Please take good care of yourselves. Remember to mark your calendar for Saturday as our Zoom craft together. And I have 9 glasses. I'm going to work on more glasses so that I am all ready to do my outlining with you all. I'm looking forward to seeing you and talking to you and hearing what's going on with you, because I do all the talking. And also, if you're participating in the Ode to Joy Make-Along, this month is a very special month. the lovely Megan is going to be sending the prize from New Zealand, and it's her minis that she dyed. And if you were here with me over last December and saw the gorgeousness that she sent me in my advent, you know you want to be sure and have have all your projects and things in. I guess I need to message. I have 2 people who I haven't heard from for the pattern prizes, and I'm just going to message you because, you know, I want to give the prizes out. Meanwhile, see you on Saturday. Well, and you'll see me tomorrow. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please stay safe and stay sane.